Today, we're unveiling a story that has remained in the shadows of history, waiting to be told: the untold adventures of Genghis Khan's granddaughter. Yes, you heard it right. This isn't just another tale from the Mongol Empire, it's an extraordinary journey into the life of a remarkable woman who inherited not only the bloodline but also the indomitable bravery and spirit of her legendary grandfather. Imagine a world where empires are forged in the fires of battle, where the legacy of Genghis Khan still echoes across the steppes, and in this vast, tumultuous landscape, a woman rises to claim her place in history. Who was she? What challenges did she face? And how did she carve her own legend in a world dominated by men? Prepare to be amazed as we dive deep into the hidden tales of this fearless warrior princess, a story that's as thrilling as any epic saga you've ever heard. So, sit back, hit that like button, and let's get started on this incredible journey through time. Before we dive into the remarkable adventures of Genghis Khan's granddaughter, it's crucial to set the stage and immerse ourselves in the historical context that shaped her extraordinary life. Picture the 13th century, a time when the world itself seemed to quake under the thunderous hooves of Mongol horsemen, led by one of history's most formidable figures, Genghis Khan. He was not merely a ruler, he was a force of nature, a relentless conqueror, whose military genius and unyielding ambition forged the largest contiguous empire the world had ever seen: the Mongol Empire. This empire was no ordinary realm, it was an expanse so vast that it stretched from the windswept, rugged steppes of Asia, across deserts, mountains, and plains, to the distant corners of Europe. It was an empire that, in its sheer scale, connected the East with the West, bridging cultures, languages, and religions in ways that had never been possible before. This was an era when empires were defined, not just by the territories they controlled, but by the influence they wielded over the very fabric of civilization. But what made Genghis Khan's empire truly extraordinary was not merely its size, it was the speed, precision, and ruthless efficiency with which it was constructed. In a matter of decades, Genghis Khan, born as Temujin to a minor Mongol clan, transformed a fragmented collection of warring nomadic tribes into a unified force that would go on to alter the course of history. His conquests were characterized by an unmatched brutality, where cities that resisted were razed to the ground, and entire populations were either subjugated or annihilated. Yet, his strategies were nothing short of ingenious, combining terror with tactical brilliance, mobility with meticulous planning. Under his iron-fisted leadership, the Mongols became masters of siege warfare, devising strategies and technologies that enabled them to breach even the most formidable of defenses. They were also the architects of a vast trade network that spanned continents, known as the Silk Road, which facilitated the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultures on an unprecedented scale. The Pax Mongolica, or Mongol Peace, ushered in an era where the vast territories of Eurasia were connected under a single empire, allowing for the flourishing of commerce and the dissemination of knowledge. Yet, beyond the bloodshed and the battles, there was another side to the Mongol Empire, a side where culture, knowledge, and ideas flowed freely, creating a world where scholars, merchants, and artisans could travel from one end of the empire to the other. This cultural exchange was so profound that it reshaped civilizations from the Mediterranean to the Pacific, laying the groundwork for the modern world as we know it. It was in this world of contrasts, of brutal conquest and vibrant culture, of fear and fascination, that Genghis Khan's descendants would rise to prominence. Among these descendants was a granddaughter whose name, though lesser known in history, would come to embody the indomitable spirit of her legendary grandfather. She was a woman born into a world dominated by men, yet she carved out her own legend in the vast and tumultuous landscape of the Mongol Empire. Who was she? What challenges did she face in a world where power was often won and lost on the battlefield? And what role did she play in the ongoing saga of an empire that had changed the world? As we embark on this journey through her life, we'll uncover the untold stories of a woman who not only lived in the shadow of Genghis Khan, but also forged her own path in history. Now, let's shift our focus to the extraordinary woman at the heart of our story: Genghis Khan's granddaughter, Khutulun. Born into a dynasty of unmatched power and prestige, Khutulun was destined to carve her name into history. Imagine a world where every breath was filled with the spirit of conquest, where the clash of swords and the thunder of hooves were as common as the wind that swept across the vast Mongolian steppes. This was the world that Khutulun was born into, a world where the legacy of Genghis Khan loomed large, both a towering shadow and a guiding light for those who followed in his footsteps. Khutulun's upbringing was far from ordinary. Raised amidst the grandeur and turmoil of the Mongol Empire, she was not just a passive observer to her grandfather's legendary conquests, but an active participant in the continuing saga of Mongol expansion. From her earliest days, Khutulun was immersed in the martial culture that was the lifeblood of her family. She was raised in the saddle, learning to ride with a skill that few could match, mastering the bow and arrow with an accuracy that would become her trademark. These were not just the skills of a warrior, they were the essential tools for survival in a world dominated by men who measured their worth in battle. But Khutulun was not content to simply follow in the footsteps of those who came before her. She was determined to forge her own path, to prove that she could stand shoulder to shoulder with the greatest warriors of her time. Her strength and courage were not just admired, they were necessary in a society where the survival of the empire often depended on the prowess of its leaders. Khutulun grew up with an unyielding determination to live up to the Mongol ideals of bravery, honor, and resilience. Her training was rigorous, encompassing not only the physical demands of combat but also the strategic and tactical knowledge needed to command troops on the battlefield. As Khutulun matured, she began to assert herself within the empire, earning a reputation that would rival even the most formidable warriors of her lineage. Her courage in battle became the stuff of legend, her victories celebrated in songs and stories that would echo across the steppes for generations. But Khutulun was more than just a warrior, she was a leader, a strategist, and a woman who defied the conventions of her time to become a legend in her own right. She blended the legacy of her grandfather with her unique contributions, creating a story that continues to inspire and captivate to this day. In the male-dominated world of the Mongol Empire, Khutulun stood out not only for her martial prowess but also for her unbreakable spirit and fierce independence. She was a woman who understood the weight of her heritage, yet she refused to be defined by it alone. Khutulun's story is one of extraordinary strength and determination, of a woman who defied the odds and the expectations of her society to become a figure of enduring legend. As we delve deeper into her life, we'll uncover the many layers of her story, one that is as complex and compelling as the empire she helped to shape. Khutulun's journey into history began at an impressively young age, driven by her adventurous spirit and unyielding determination. Unlike many of her contemporaries who might have been content to live in the shadow of their illustrious ancestors, Khutulun was different. She wasn't satisfied with merely observing the unfolding events from the sidelines. Instead, she made a conscious decision to step into the thick of it, actively participating in the grand military campaigns orchestrated by her father, Kaidu Khan. Kaidu wasn't just any leader, he was a prominent Mongol ruler, a descendant of Genghis Khan, and a pivotal figure in the empire's expansion. For Khutulun, these campaigns were not just familial obligations, they were her proving grounds. Accompanying her father on these perilous expeditions, Khutulun found herself immersed in the heart of military strategy and combat from a tender age. These campaigns were far more than mere battles, they were intense, real-world training grounds where she was exposed to the harsh realities of warfare. As she rode alongside seasoned warriors and battle-hardened generals, Khutulun absorbed invaluable lessons. She learned to read the battlefield as others might read a book, deciphering the nuances of troop movements, understanding the delicate balance between offensive strikes and defensive maneuvers, and developing a keen tactical mind that would serve her well in the years to come. Her days were a relentless cycle of rigorous training sessions and strategic discussions. Under the guidance of her father and other military leaders, Khutulun honed her skills, pushing herself to the limits of her physical and mental endurance. Her training wasn't just about mastering the art of combat, it was about cultivating the mindset of a leader, someone who could command respect on the battlefield and inspire loyalty among the troops. She learned to wield a sword with the precision of a master, to shoot arrows with uncanny accuracy, and to ride a horse as if she were one with the animal. But beyond these physical skills, Khutulun developed a deep understanding of the broader dynamics of warfare, how to anticipate an enemy's moves, how to exploit weaknesses, and how to turn the tide of battle in her favor. It wasn't long before Khutulun's prowess became apparent to all. She quickly transitioned from being a mere participant in these campaigns to becoming a formidable warrior in her own right. Her skills on horseback were nothing short of extraordinary. The agility and precision she displayed while riding made her a force to be reckoned with, whether she was leading a charge or executing a tactical retreat. Her archery was equally impressive, characterized by an accuracy that many of her male counterparts could only dream of achieving. And then there was her wrestling, a sport deeply rooted in Mongol tradition, one that demanded both raw strength and refined technique. In this arena, Khutulun excelled as well, often outmatching even the most formidable male competitors, earning their respect and sometimes their fear. As her reputation grew, stories of Khutulun's feats began to spread across the vast expanses of the Mongol Empire. Her exploits on the battlefield, her unmatched skill set, and her unwavering courage became the stuff of legends, retold by warriors and common folk alike. Yet, Khutulun was more than just a skilled fighter, she became a living symbol of Mongol strength and resilience. She embodied the very values of bravery, tenacity, and honor that had defined her lineage for generations. Her adventures on the battlefield were not merely personal triumphs, they were the beginning of a legacy that would resonate through history, inspiring future generations to come. As Khutulun's fame grew, so did the stories surrounding her incredible feats. But it wasn't just her prowess on the battlefield that captivated the imagination of those who heard of her. It was also a particular challenge. She issued a challenge that would cement her reputation as one of the most formidable figures of her time. Khutulun, in a move that defied the societal norms of her era, declared that she would marry only the man who could defeat her in a wrestling match. It was a bold statement, one that spoke to her confidence and her refusal to be subjugated by tradition. This challenge wasn't just a test of physical strength, it was a statement of her independence and her autonomy in a world where women's choices were often dictated by men. Khutulun's declaration sent shockwaves through the Mongol Empire and beyond. Suitors from across the empire and neighboring regions flocked to try their luck. These were no ordinary men, they were warriors, leaders, and nobles, each one convinced that he could be the one to best Khutulun and win her hand. But Khutulun was no ordinary woman. With each match, she demonstrated not only her physical superiority but also her tactical brilliance, outmaneuvering her opponents with ease. The wrestling matches became legendary in their own right. Khutulun's victories were numerous, and each one added to her growing legend. But it wasn't just her undefeated streak that fascinated people, it was the sheer audacity of her challenge. In a time when marriages were often political arrangements, Khutulun's challenge represented something far more personal. It was about control for her own destiny and the right to choose her partner on her terms. This was a radical notion, one that challenged the patriarchal structures of her time and made her a symbol of female empowerment. Yet, Khutulun's challenge wasn't just about defying societal norms. It was also deeply tied to her identity as a warrior. For Khutulun, wrestling wasn't just a sport, it was a way of life, a means of proving her strength and skill, not just to others, but to herself. Every match was a test, not only of her physical abilities, but also of her mental fortitude. It was about proving, again and again, that she was not just the granddaughter of Genghis Khan, but a warrior in her own right, capable of shaping her own destiny. Her challenge also reflected the values of the Mongol culture, where wrestling was revered as a test of strength, honor, and skill. By setting such a high bar for her suitors, Khutulun was adhering to the highest ideals of her people, while simultaneously redefining what it meant to be a woman in her world. The image of Khutulun, standing victorious over yet another defeated suitor, became a powerful symbol of her strength and independence. And so, the legend of Khutulun grew, fueled by tales of her unmatched prowess, her unyielding spirit, and her unwavering determination to live life on her own terms. But Khutulun's story didn't end with these victories. As she continued to wrestle with potential suitors and enemies alike, she also played a crucial role in her father's military campaigns, leading troops into battle and devising strategies that would secure their dominance. Her challenge may have been the stuff of legends, but it was her actions on the battlefield that solidified her place in history. Khutulun was more than just a legendary wrestler, she was a leader, a warrior, and a true descendant of Genghis Khan, whose legacy she carried forward with every battle she fought. Beyond the wrestling ring, Khutulun's story unfolds into a tapestry of daring quests and military exploits that truly define her legacy. As a prominent figure in her family's empire, Khutulun was not only a symbol of strength, but also a strategic mastermind with a flair for adventure. Her life was a series of high-stakes missions and pivotal moments that showcased her extraordinary leadership and tactical acumen. Khutulun's involvement in military campaigns was not just a matter of prestige, it was a testament to her skill and dedication. Often at the forefront of battles, she led her troops with a blend of strategic insight and personal bravery. Her presence on the battlefield was both a morale booster for her soldiers and a formidable challenge for her enemies. Khutulun's leadership style was dynamic. She was known for her ability to adapt strategies on the fly, ensuring that her forces could overcome the diverse challenges presented by different terrains and adversaries. One notable campaign saw Khutulun leading a crucial offensive into the heart of enemy territory. This mission was fraught with danger, as it involved navigating through hostile lands and engaging in complex negotiations with local leaders. Khutulun's strategic genius was on full display as she orchestrated a series of maneuvers that not only secured vital resources but also established new alliances. Her ability to blend diplomacy with military tactics ensured that her campaigns were successful, expanding her family's influence and consolidating their power. Khutulun's quests were not solely confined to the battlefield. She undertook missions that required deep infiltration into enemy lines, often gathering critical intelligence that would shape the outcomes of future engagements. These expeditions were perilous, demanding both physical endurance and a sharp intellect. Khutulun's success in these missions earned her the respect of her peers and the fear of her enemies. Her reputation as a cunning strategist who could outthink and outfight anyone who crossed her path became legendary. Her adventures also involved securing key trade routes and maintaining the stability of the empire's vast territories. Khutulun played a vital role in ensuring that the Silk Road remained open and safe for traders, which was crucial for the Mongol Empire's economy. Her efforts in safeguarding these routes not only facilitated economic prosperity, but also fostered cultural exchange between East and West. Her strategic oversight helped sustain the empire's growth and allowed it to flourish as a center of commerce and innovation. Throughout her career, Khutulun's contributions were marked by her ability to inspire and lead. She was not just a warrior but a symbol of resilience and resourcefulness. Her quests and military achievements played a crucial role in shaping the course of the Mongol Empire, demonstrating that her influence extended far beyond the battlefield. Khutulun's legacy as a leader who combined bravery with strategic brilliance continues to resonate through history, illustrating the profound impact one individual can have on the fate of an empire. As we delve deeper into Khutulun's life, it becomes clear that her story is one of extraordinary accomplishment and unyielding spirit. Her adventures and military successes were not just episodes in a historical narrative, they were defining moments that set her apart as a true icon of Mongol strength and leadership. Khutulun's life was a testament to the power of courage and strategic insight, marking her as one of history's most remarkable figures. Khutulun's legacy extends far beyond her battlefield achievements. It reaches into the very fabric of Mongolian society and cultural norms. Her impact was profound, challenging and reshaping the role of women in a world traditionally dominated by men. Through her actions and accomplishments, Khutulun became a beacon of empowerment and change, illustrating that strength and leadership are not bound by gender. In an era when women were often relegated to subordinate roles, Khutulun defied expectations with her remarkable prowess in warfare and leadership. Her presence on the battlefield and her strategic contributions were unprecedented for a woman of her time. By actively participating in military campaigns and leading troops, she broke through the barriers that restricted women's roles and demonstrated that female leaders could be as effective, if not more so, than their male counterparts. Khutulun's influence went beyond mere military achievements. She served as a role model for Mongolian women and others across the empire. Her life became a powerful symbol of what women could achieve in fields traditionally reserved for men. The stories of her bravery and skill inspired countless women to pursue their own ambitions, paving the way for future generations to challenge societal norms and pursue leadership roles. Her legacy also had a significant impact on the cultural and political landscape of her time. Khutulun's achievements were celebrated in stories and legends, reinforcing her status as a trailblazer. Her example inspired not only those within the Mongol Empire but also resonated with people beyond its borders. The tales of her victories and her unique position in Mongol society contributed to a broader understanding of gender roles and leadership, influencing how future generations viewed the capabilities of women. Khutulun's defiance of traditional gender roles was not just a personal triumph but a cultural milestone. Her story challenged and reshaped the conventional perceptions of women's roles in society. As a warrior, leader, and symbol of empowerment, Khutulun demonstrated that true greatness is not confined by gender, and that the courage to defy expectations can lead to significant change. Her impact extended into the realm of Mongolian culture and beyond, affecting how women were perceived and how they could assert themselves in various spheres of life. Khutulun's legacy serves as a reminder of the transformative power of breaking boundaries and challenging the status quo. Her story continues to inspire and resonate, reminding us of the enduring influence one person can have on the course of history and societal change. Today, Khutulun's legacy endures as a powerful example of strength, resilience, and leadership. Her life reminds us that true greatness transcends gender, and that the spirit of defiance and determination can lead to monumental achievements. As we reflect on her extraordinary journey, we celebrate her as one of history's most enduring and inspiring figures. And that's the untold adventures of Genghis Khan's granddaughter, Khutulun. Her bravery, skill, and determination made her a legendary figure in Mongolian history. We hope you enjoyed this journey into the life of an extraordinary woman who left an indelible mark on the world. If you want to learn more about other fascinating historical figures, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. Until next time, keep exploring the untold stories of the past. Take care and see you soon.